Hi, you guys. When I tell you I'm having a shit day, I'm having a shit day. And you're gonna help me, okay? It's your job, it's your duty. You have to make me feel better. It's your job, okay?
You could literally watch Kristen chain smoke cigarettes for freaking hours.
So here's the thing. I'm having a really kind of shitty week. I'm not gonna lie. You know when like you have it set in your brain that this is how the day was supposed to go, or this is how a task was supposed to go, or this is what was supposed to be done, and it just does not do any of that? Yeah, that's where I'm at. And I'm pissed and I'm in a bad mood. So guess what? That means we're gonna chit chat. I'm gonna put makeup on. I'm gonna do my hair. I'm gonna eat my muffin and I'm gonna smell pretty. And that's gonna be good enough for today. Like I have to do something. I have like ADHD like racing through my body right now. And I'm even on my meds and I'm like stressing out. So I'm gonna just do my makeup for no reason. I have nowhere to go. And I'm gonna do my hair and we're gonna talk about Vanderpump Rules. And we're gonna talk about Bravo and where we kind of are in the Bravo cinematic universe right now, because I think we, as a collective, the feedback I've been getting is we're all a little frustrated with VPR right now. We're all a little pissed and we're having a hard time right now. So like, let's talk through it. Me and you, okay? Oh my God, this muffin is so good. Raspberry muffin from my husband's family restaurant. It's so good. It is currently right now almost 11 o'clock and I am just now eating because my two children had a meltdown today. My 1-year-old, pretty sure, is teething, and my 8-year-old has severe ADHD and is going through it right now. So we're just on the struggle bus, you know? While we're talking about VPR, this is the Pout Pressure Peptide Lip Treatment by OLEHENRIKSEN. It is, in my opinion, like the best lip treatment. I just love it. I keep it in my purse. It makes me feel good. I like how it's made. I like how to hold it. And then to make me feel even more pretty, I do the NYX Stick Click Fat Oils, which I'm not sure who's making my lips fat. My lips are my lips. I can't make them fatter. Like science, okay? So let's talk about VPR. Here's the thing, guys. I think I'm just as frustrated as you are. I think the consensus that we are getting about VPR is that it's not fun anymore. And if you guys have seen my recaps of season 2 and season 3, there was chaos, there was craziness, but it was like, I don't know, like it just wasn't depressing and it wasn't tomfoolery. Emphasis on the Tom. It wasn't stressful. Like their chaos right now is stressing me out. It's making me angry and there's no balance. There's no balance of stupidity and then like fun, silly moments. Like it's just kind of like in the middle or really annoying and frustrating. And it's funny to me how like Ariana was so worried about, oh, I think this season's gonna make people are gonna come for me or like feel more bad for Tom. And it's like no one feels bad for Tom. Like 0 people feel bad for him at all. I have not seen anybody come on a platform, a podcast, a YouTube channel, a TikTok, a reel, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it this week. I have yet to see someone side with that man. 0. So I'm not really sure where she thought that was going to happen because I think the audience has common sense and for the most part. I think the people that are tired of Ariana are tired because they don't understand how when a woman is done and over with being treated a certain way, they are allowed to excommunicate that bad person out of their life. And that's for everybody, but especially I think for women, it's like, you're a bitch, you're cold, you're heartless, you're nasty, you're cruel. No, I'm setting a boundary and this is the boundary. And you don't like that because I've never given you a boundary before. And now I have, and that frustrates you. And I just have a lot of issues with the group right now as a whole. Pretty much the only people that I kind of like right now are Ariana and Katie, Lala, because Lala apologist. And that's like really it, you guys. And Allie and Brock. Allie and Brock, which if you guys follow me on TikTok, you know I love Allie and Brock. But other than that, I'm just so frustrated with this season. I'm so frustrated because I think I saw a creator say this. It's like, we already know what happened because this got played out in real time. So like we knew a lot of what was going on. We already knew about the house. We already knew about him breaking up with Rachel. We already knew that he was having a hard time with the group. We already knew about Grwm. We already knew about a lot of things. I will say one thing that I am intrigued to see is I am intrigued to see the difference between, because Rachel said on her podcast that where we are right now in the show, the cast doesn't realize that Rachel's not coming back. LVP doesn't realize it. Sandoval, Schwartz, Lala, Kate, and none of them realize or know yet that she's not coming back to VP. Like, they don't know that. Vanderpump Rules, they don't know that. And so the way that Tom's behaving, she's saying that it's because he's setting up for her to come back to the show. And that once he realized that she's not coming back, watch and see how he kind of changes and flips things around. So I'm not gonna lie, interested to see how that manifests itself. I'm gonna use the Hard Candy Hydrating Primer Mist, Sheer Envy. It's a 12-hour wear. I just use it because I like sprays. So I guess the first thing is that, God, this is such a hard conversation to have because I don't want to minimize people's mental health if they are going through something. But what I also don't agree with is that I don't agree with using your mental health as a weapon against other people. I think that's disturbing and weird. And I said that in my last video. I think I was able to get that. If you guys saw my last video on episode 3, you guys would know that the audio cut out the second half, which was annoying because I actually had some really good points about the Nima situation, which I'll try to remember and put them in here. I don't like it when people use their mental health as a weapon. I don't think it's good. I don't think it helps you. I don't think it helps anybody. And I also don't like it when people weaponize people's mental health towards other people. Like, I don't like that. I mean, I've never liked that LVP. It just feels like she's always taking the boys' side. And it's so it's super frustrating to watch. And I did not like when she was giving her Oscar-winning performance because, to me, I'm sorry, when I was watching Lisa talk to Sheena and Lala, I just didn't, if I'm being genuinely honest, in my opinion, it wasn't giving someone that actually cared and was trying to fix and help. It was giving somebody that was a producer of the show trying to produce the show and get people to talk and be around Tom for the show. That was the vibe that it was giving me personally. And somebody else I said on TikTok, like, okay, Lisa, if you're so worried about Tom, if you were so worried that he was going to do that to himself, if he was going to unalive himself, why didn't you get him help? You're rich as hell. Why didn't you get him a therapist? Why didn't you get him into a rehab facility? Why didn't you get him all set up for mental health help and things like that? Like Rachel did. Like Rachel went and she did the work. Whether you like Rachel or not, she did remove herself from a bad situation and she did seek help. Why aren't you helping Tom get that? Because in my opinion, it's not real. It's a bunch of shit. It's a bunch of bullshit. Do I think that he went through a lot and that it was hard to have that much negativity pointed in his direction? Yes, I do think that was hard. I do think that was horrible. I do think that was awful. I do think the levels of which people were being upset with him is a little ridiculous. I think it's reasonable to be like, you're a scum person, you're a bad person. Like, clearly we know this. But to tell people to unalive themselves because they cheated on their girlfriend is a little ridiculous and stupid when we don't really know this person. Like, at the end of the day, I'm sitting here commentating on these people, but I literally don't know them. They don't know me. They don't know I exist. And I don't know that they truly exist in the real world. So it's like, what are we doing telling them to unalive themselves on the internet? That's kind of childish and stupid, in my opinion. I just used the Olay Regenerist Ultra Rich Cream to get some hydration on my face. Hydration. I think that almost LVP like guilting Lala and Sheena, because we all know out of the whole group, the two people, in my opinion, that are the weakest are James and Sheena. They are the ones that you can kind of like manipulate a little bit. And so it doesn't surprise me that that's kind of who LVP kind of went after. And I also think that it was manipulative to, honestly, to go with Lala too, because I feel like LVP was using Lala's pain and her struggle, which was legit and real and traumatic. Whether you like Lala or not, what she went through was traumatic and crazy. Randall is a bad person, a very bad, like, dangerous person, okay? In my opinion, allegedly in Minecraft, okay? So to find two people, one of which you're going to use her trauma against her, the other one you know is weaker and a people pleaser, and to be like, don't be a people pleaser, Sheena. If you want to, talk to Tom, you should. No, and Katie said it in the last episode to Sheena. It's not that Katie doesn't want Sheena to talk to Schwartz anymore. It's that she doesn't understand why you would even want to, because Schwartz has shown time and time again that he's not a good friend, and he's just not a good friend. Like, there's no There truly is no way around it. I'm using the e.l.f. Halo Glow filter just on like the little high points of my face. I just think it like brings a nice little glow to my face. I like when my face feels not necessarily dewy, but like, I don't know, just like, I guess the best way to describe it is like youthful. And I'm using an e.l.f. beauty blender. I love e.l.f. beauty blenders. I think, in my opinion, they are the best drugstore beauty blenders out there. So I just don't like using that against them. I think it was really calculated and really gross. And I also feel like LVP, I don't know, I don't want to touch the brother conversation with a 10-foot pole, to be honest with you, because that's her trauma that she went through. But I don't like that she's almost like using her trauma to like, I don't know, justify the way she's talking to Lala and Sheena. It's like, we can not dogpile on Sandoval anymore, but also not forgive him and not want to be around him and support his behavior. Like, that can happen. It feels like with this group, it's like, no, we either excommunicate him completely or we all have to be best friends again. It's like, this isn't an episode of Friends. This isn't Friends. This is real life. And the women on the show, for the most part, Lala, Allie, Katie, and Ariana, not really Sheena, I feel like they are like, yeah, yes, we're on a reality TV show, and yes, we're here to make like good content, but we're also real people. Whereas I feel like the men in the group, James, Sandoval, Schwartz, not Brock. I think Brock is very much in reality. I think that they can't get out of, like, it's like they can't get out of their own way. They can't get out of their own bad behavior and stupidity. It's like mind-boggling to me. And for Sandoval to sit there with Billy Lee and basically act like he's a victim of Rachel is so sinister and gross and weird to me. And I really don't understand how you could think that. And I like saying that she abandoned him. It's like, no, she didn't abandon you. You are evil. You are the crust of the earth. You are a bad person. You manipulated her. You used her. And now you're going to come on national television. Like, when he keeps saying in his confessionals, like, I love her. Essentially, I'm waiting for her. I'm saving myself for her. Shut up. Literally shut your face. No, you're not. You are not saving yourself for her. Cut the crap. Dead ass. Like, let's be for real right now. It would not shock me if while he was waiting for her, he was sleeping with somebody else. Like, had already hooked up with multiple people. Because, in my opinion, allegedly, in Minecraft, he's on something. And him being back on alcohol, him drinking again, is a really bad choice. Is a really bad choice. And we have proven time and time again that when this group drinks, they don't behave well. When this group allows themselves to be a mouthpiece for Sandoval, he gets away with a ton of shit. But now that Ariana is not there to be his mouthpiece, and now Schwartz has a publicist who also is like, I do not speak for him. He speaks for himself, which is annoying because it's like, why are you even friends with him then? I truly don't understand that relationship in any way, shape, or form. So I am using, these are two of my favorite products. I basically, all my stuff is drugstore. I love drugstore stuff because I think it's just it's so good and it's so easy to buy. I have been trying to find something to go under my eye for years. Nothing has worked. And I've done everything the beauty gurus say. It doesn't friggin' work. Guess what does work? I didn't know that they made like a peach that can go under your eye. This literally takes away the purple under my eye. It's wild. This is a Milani Under Eye Brightener, Concealer, and Perfect in #1 Rose. I friggin' love this crap. This is like, I'm addicted to this. Then I use the Maybelline, I believe it is, Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I love the Fit Me line a lot. It's one of my favorite lines. And I am in #5 Ivory. And then I also use the NYX Professional Makeup Bare With Me Blur in #2 Fair. I love this because I don't have to use a lot of it, but it gives me just even. I'm not trying to like cover my face up. I'm just trying to get an evenness to my face. And then same with the concealer. I'm not trying to necessarily go like full drag and like cover myself up. I'm honestly just trying to look like I'm alive and I'm awake and I'm breathing. Because when I don't wear makeup, I don't look like I'm breathing. I look like I am underneath a troll bridge, in my opinion. So I just don't understand where we're going with this season. I don't know. It's frustrating because like, oh God, I can go on like the biggest tangent right now. And if I do, I apologize. But what I don't understand is, where are we going with this show? We're not going anywhere. Okay, something about her is not happening yet. It's still in current day, as I'm talking to you right now, does not operate, is not open for business. Okay, so we're going nowhere with something about her. We're going nowhere. Okay, the group as a whole overall has no desire to interact with Tom Sandoval. Okay, Lala doesn't interact with him current day. Obviously Ariana and Katie don't, because Ariana and Katie have brain cells. Schwartz I think is still friends with him, but in like a we're business partners, I have to be friends with you kind of way, not in like a I choose to be your friend, I actually like you kind of way. It's kind of like a I made my bed, now I kind of have to lay in it kind of crap, because they have the restaurants and stuff like that. Like, honestly, here's my thing is like, I think that Schwartzy should make a deal with LVP and honestly buy out Tom Sandoval from Tom and buy him out of it and go, here you go. Here's your money. Have a good day. See you later. Bye. We don't need you. You're a detriment to our business. And with Schwartz and Sandy's, that one's a little bit more difficult because he doesn't have anybody to support him with that. Do I think that as a group, because I know they're not the prime owners, like I know Schwartz and Sandoval are not like the main people, they have backers and shit, so it wouldn't like, I don't know, I just feel like the backers should buy him out too, because he's just not he's not positive for the brand for that restaurant. He just isn't. And then I also think that everybody needs to, in that group on on Vanderpump Rules, they need to separate themselves from him. He's if we're just thinking from a business standpoint, he's literally like a danger to the brand of Vanderpump Rules. And as Bravo, I think that he is also a danger to the Bravo brand as well. Because if you guys saw what he said in the New York Times magazine, he compared himself to George Floyd, Danny Masterson, and O.J. Simpson. In my opinion, that's very dangerous to be putting out and saying things like that. It's very ignorant. It's disturbing. They should be getting rid of Tom Sandoval for comparing himself to two black men, number one. That's where we start off with the insensitivity. Like, just, we're already like batting zero, okay? Then on top of that, out of all the black men that you pick one that is not a murderer. You pick one who was brutally murdered on video by cops because of his race, because of him being a black man, okay? Black and white, that's what happened. It did happen. That did happen, okay? And then you compare yourself to a privileged celebrity white man who is currently incarcerated for R-wording women in a cult. Why are you comparing yourself to that? And then on top of that, you say that George Floyd and what happened to him is pop culture. That's not pop culture, bro. Lady Gaga, okay, undressing into 3 different outfits at the Met Gala. That's pop culture. Zendaya, that's pop culture. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, that's pop culture, mother trucker. Okay, not a black man being brutally murdered on the streets, cameras on him, watching cops wail at him. That is not pop culture. And the fact that you are a 40-year-old man, I can't emphasize enough, the fact that you are a 40-year-old man and don't understand that or comprehend that is wild to me. Like, at what point do we go, okay, you're this age, you have access to the internet, you are educated, you have been around the block a time or two. At what point are we like, no, there's no excuse? So I just feel like they need to get as far away from him as possible. Like, the brand of Bravo, Lisa Vanderpump, like, what's Lisa Vanderpump's excuse for this shit behavior now? Like, how many more excuses can we have? Like, Katie posted on Instagram, like, oh, Tom Schwartz, what's your excuse for this now? Schwartz was on Watch What Happens Live. Bravo didn't ask a damn thing. And I'm already, like, Andy Cohen's already on my shit list right now. So, for my contour, I did e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand contour in Fair Light because I am albino, basically. And then I did the color Sweet Tea in the Hard Candy Face Off Bronze, which Hard Candy is a great company. I don't know if they're like good people, but their products are really, really nice and I like them a lot. For blush, I'm gonna do the Face Off Blush Hard Candy in Born Yesterday. So that's how I feel, guys. I don't know where to go from here. Okay, I don't really know where to go from here. James, I feel like, is not accepting that he needs to be full-blown sober, not California sober. Okay? And then, I think I said it in the last episode, but I think it got cut off. I think it's insulting to, I can't say, because I'm not a sober person, okay? I don't drink a lot, but I'm not a sober person. I don't have an alcohol problem, you know what I'm saying? Or a drug problem. But in my imagination, if I was sitting here with Lala, I would be like, can I ask you a question? Is it insulting to you, who is an alcoholic, who has worked really hard, who works a 12-step program, who goes to meetings, who's doing everything in the world, okay? Is it insulting to you to hear people say that they're California sober, and also to hear people say, oh, I'm dabbling in sobriety? Is that insulting? Because to me, it sounds super insulting. To be like, oh, I'm dabbling. It's like, I bet you Lala wish she could dabble, but she can't because she's an alcoholic. James is too. And the thing is like, I forgot that James was sober for 2.5 years. That's wild to me. 2.5 years that man was sober and threw it all away. And it sucks. It sucks. Here's the thing. It's like, I think that James is a full-blown alcoholic. Like, that's my opinion. It might not be true. That's just my opinion. I just feel like he's a full-blown alcoholic, and I'm glad that he's not drinking anymore because I think it's very dangerous for him. I don't know about physically. I could not tell you physically because I've never seen it, but verbally at least, we've watched him be verbally abusive. There's proof. It's not like I'm making shit up. I've seen it, like on the television show. He's been verbally abusive. And I think that alcohol does that to him. And I think it will destroy his life if he doesn't, get a handle on it. I also don't think, though, that he should be dabbling in anything else. I think that he needs a therapist, which I think he does have a therapist, but I think he needs to see a therapist on the regular. And I also think that he needs to not have anything. Like the weed drinks, I'm like, nope, shouldn't have that either. Like he should not be drinking anything that's going to alter his brain, in my opinion. And I do like, one thing I love about Allie is I do like that when Lala asked about James, she was like, that's a conversation you two need to have. I'm not speaking for his sobriety, and I'm not speaking for him. And you guys, I kind of love that. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love that. I was like, good for you, Allie. Like, because I think that's one thing that Rachel ran into when she was dating him, was she almost had to be like a voice box for him and a sounding board for him. And it's like, no, he can speak for himself. He's a full-grown adult. He's in his 30s. He can speak for himself. He can especially speak for himself when it comes to his sobriety. I don't need to be his mouthpiece. That's not my job. And I love Allie so much. Do I know if Allie and him are going to last forever? I don't freaking know. I really don't know. I have no idea. Some days I'm like, oh my God, they're in love. They're meant for each other. Other days I'm like, Allie, run, get out of there. I don't know. I would just be interested to hear from everybody that has been having issues with James, because I think, if you've been following the internet for a couple weeks now, there's been a thing going around that some people are going to come out and expose James for his abusive behavior. Now, Allie has gone on the record and has said that she was not abused by James. But she also said, I believe she said, double check this, go check for yourself, don't just listen to me, on Sheena's Shenanigans podcast, I believe she said that doesn't take away from their experiences. So like, if Rachel had a bad experience with James, then she had a bad experience with James. If Kristen had a bad experience with James, she had a bad experience with James. That doesn't mean Allie's having a bad experience with James. Do I think her and James get in fights? Yes, I do. Do I think that some of those arguments are alcohol induced? Yeah, I do. Do I think that he needs to be sober for the rest of his life? Yeah, I do. I don't think there's a world where I just don't think James should be taking anything. Okay, so for my eyebrows, I did the NYX professional makeup. I don't know why I'm saying professional makeup. It's just NYX. Micro brow pencil. This is the best micro pencil on the market, in my opinion. That's high end and low end. Like, this is it. If you love Benefit, just buy this. Just buy this. It's the same thing, and it's bajillion times cheaper. And I do it in ash brown, but I also do it in taupe. I do both because it gives a nice like balance. It's not so like one dimensional. So like I have like some highlights in there that goes through because my hair has red in it. So I kind of like to have it match a little bit. red tones in it. And then I do like some darker colors too. And then I am using, in my opinion, the best powder that is out there. Best setting powder that's out there is One Size. Unless you're a drag queen, I genuinely do not know how in the hell you are buying the giant ones of these. I've had this for forever. And I don't use it all because I'm not a drag queen. I'm not patting it all over my face, you know, like I'm not doing a performance. I'm not Beyonce. I'm not Taylor Swift about to go out and sing to 90,000 people. I'm just going up the street. I barely go out of my house. Okay, so I just don't think I need a giant thing. So I just use this under my eyes because it just keeps everything there, and it does really good with not being too crunchy and too gross. And then what I will do is I will take my brush. This is a Laura Lee Los Angeles brush, the L13. I do not follow Laura Lee anymore or support her anymore because she follows and supports James Charles, and we don't support. With Sandoval, God, I don't know how to put it. Like, I don't want to say I don't believe him because I don't necessarily, it's not that I don't believe that he was in a hard place in his life and he felt bad thoughts. I just don't like that he's using that to get out of hard conversations. And I don't like, and what I don't think he understands is that all anybody wants, the fans, Ariana, Sheena, Lala, Katie, anybody, is for him to genuinely apologize and then stop talking. Like, if I was him, I think I've already said this. If I was his team, I would have told him to apologize, like a genuine apology. And in that apology, say what you did. Don't say like, oh, I'm sorry for everything that I did. That's too blanketed. Be specific. Like, be as specific as you possibly can without like hurting people. Be very specific about the pain that you caused people, okay? And then he should have gotten off the internet, gone nowhere, didn't tour, didn't do anything, just laid low. He should have given Ariana the house, or he should have been like, let's both leave the house. If I want the house, but you won't let me have it, then you can have it either, and let's just agree to disagree, and we'll move on with our lives. But no, he can't do that. Everything's her fault. Nothing is ever his fault. The house situation it's all Ariana. She's stubborn. She's awful. She's not stubborn. She has a lawyer, and she has a realtor that is telling her that she's getting F'd in the A with this crap deal that he's giving her. That's what's happening. It's not Ariana, okay? You think Ariana sits at her desk all day and is like, ooh, how can I royally F over my ex-boyfriend with our house? No. She's like, oh, I'm going to go be on Broadway. I'm going to let my lawyers and my realtor handle this. She doesn't care. Like, she just wants a fair deal. That's all it is. Yeah, there's a little bit of a vendetta. Yeah, there is, but guess what? You deserve it. But he should have just let her have the house, or they should have agreed to move out, and he should have been reasonable with the cost. And then he should have laid low, like I said, not gone on tour, not sing karaoke to a bunch of drunk women who don't know who he is, and made a fool of himself. He should have shut down, got off the internet, and moved on with his life. That's what he should have done. And then guess what? If he would have done that for a solid year, 1 year, people would have forgiven him instantly. Know it for a fact. People would have forgiven him. But because he cannot help himself, because he is an egotistical maniac, he can't help it. Hence why he just doesn't shut the fuck up. And what I wish at this point now is I just wish that businesses, companies, news outlets, social media would just not give him a platform. I mean, for God's sakes, we're talking about him right here. I'm basically giving him a platform. So like I'm contradicting myself essentially, but I'm talking about the show. So I guess whatever, not my problem. But I feel like, I got that in my mouth. Gross. I think that they need people, like the New York Times shouldn't be doing an article with him. You don't want to do an article with Ariana, that's fine, but don't do an article with him either. Because everything he's saying is nonsense. His PR team is horrible. He should fire them. And it just essentially shows you that without Ariana and without Schwartz, he's a bumbling idiot. My husband's like 99% sure that he's done so many drugs. Again, allegedly. He's done so many drugs that like there's actually a brain problem, that there's no, whatever he's done like drug wise, it's gone. Like he's gone. there's no coming back from it. He's messed up like the science of his brain, essentially. This is the One Size Made for Shade Bronze and Sculpt Trio in Fair. I just basically like use the whole thing, but when I do like contouring areas, like you can see my pretty little like snatch contour, I use the middle one, and then when I want to bronze, I use the top and the bottom one. And then when I want to just bronze so my neck and my face match, I use this Laura Lee Los Angeles L21. It's a big, giant brush, and I just go all over, and I just evenly disperse it amongst my body. And I just make sure, you know, I don't look like I'm 3 different people, you know. I think at this point, what I think should happen is I think that Bravo should cut ties with Tom Sandoval. I think that they should, this is the last season of Vanderpump Rules. We're done. We're done after this. We're totally done. And then I think the options are, and I've posted about this, I've talked about this before, the only options I have left that I think would be better options is a revamp of Vanderpump Rules, like from scratch. Whole new cast, whole new group. No, don't bring the old crew in. Start from scratch, okay? Like very much New York Housewives. Start from zero. Everybody works at SUR, is an actual paid employee of SUR, okay? Give them Lala's show with Lala's family and friends, or a shenanigans show with Sheena's family and her friends. That's what I think should happen. Or a show called Something About Her, and it follows Katie and Lala. In my opinion, though, the last 3 that I said, like the Lala, Sheena, and Katie and Ariana type of shows, 30 minutes. Like Don't Be Tardy for the Party, 30 minutes. Not an hour, just 30 minutes. The Vanderpump Rules one, like the revamp of Vanderpump Rules, that can be like, you know, a full hour. But this is, again, another person I don't support, but I also don't throw makeup away that I'm using. I use it till the end, and then I just never buy from these people again. But I don't support Jaclyn Hill for multiple reasons. But this is her palette, the Jaclyn Hill Divine Neutrals by Morphe palette. So I just use my makeup up until it's gone, and then I just don't buy from that company or that business ever again. That's just how I roll, because it is wasteful. And I bought this palette a while ago. I literally bought this palette, I think, when it came out. So like what? God, how many years ago was this? This has to be 2 years old. At least 2 years old. This is past its expiration date. I'm pretty sure this is a 2-year-old palette. So, and I just, you know, within the last year decided I don't want to participate in supporting Jaclyn Hill. And I don't want to participate in supporting Laura Lee. But I also don't want to be shitty to the environment and just throw shit away and be like, I don't know, demon. No, I'm using the Laura Lee Los Angeles L26 to buff out the color just barely. I think those would be great options. I think those would be fun shows. I feel like Bravo is just in like this era where they're like revamping a lot of things. So it's like, cool, here's another thing we can revamp. Let's start over. Let's be fresh. Let's have new faces. Let's also have a new way of approaching our staff, essentially our shows, like our Bravo celebrities. Like we should be treating them a lot more different. Like obviously we've been seeing stuff about Brandy and Caroline Manzo and that whole thing. We've had a lot of cast members get upset about, like Gertie brought up the whole Scandoval thing about with the New York Times article. She was like, this is unacceptable. Like Bravo needs to say something. He needs to say something. This is unacceptable. This is gross. He also did during Black History Month. You're a loser. Like that's awful. You know, we shouldn't be giving people we shouldn't be allowing people on our platform like this. Like listen, I understand that reality TV needs a bad guy and a good guy. Okay. But it needs to be personality wise, not like your actual humanity. Like you can be a not fun person to be around and not be racist. You can be a not fun person around and still believe in human rights. You know what I'm saying? Like your personalities don't always have to blend, but if we could have like our morals blend, that could be cool. Like I think that would be nice, you know? That would matter. That would make a difference in people's lives. So I just feel like we don't have to have these crappy, like I think that, God, I don't know. I just think that we're at a point now where it's like, there's just certain people certain types of humans that we should not be allowing on our platforms, and we should not be giving them a platform to promote ignorant messages. Like what Sandoval said was ignorant and shouldn't be pushed out via your company. And then the fact that Bravo, as of right now, unless I haven't seen anything, as of right now, I have not seen anybody from Bravo say, we don't support this. We are not about this. This is not how we want our celebrities to be speaking, as we have multiple women of color on our shows that represent our company, and we support them, and we don't support bringing them down in this way. Because what you're saying is gross, and what you're saying is not supportive of the other workers at Bravo, the other people, the other Bravo celebrities at Bravo. Like, how do you think that looks when a cis white man is saying dumb shit like that, when you have entire cast members who are black? You have 2 Housewives franchises that are all black women. You have two casts that are mixed race. I just don't know, at what point are you going to allow, I mean, let's be for real, straight white men are like the detriment to our country and our society, but at what point are you going to set an example with the men on Bravo? Not just the women, because I feel like that's one of those things. It's like, yeah, I understand that majority of the Bravo celebrities are women. So it's like, yeah, you're gonna be disciplining more women than men. But it just feels like when the men do the dumbest shit, the scariest shit, the most messed up stuff, it's like, no, keep them on. Keep them on the show. We got to keep them on. But the women, it's like they say one wrong thing and it's like, we're done with you. You're dead to us. Because the women call out the shit behavior and the men don't. The men stay silent. They don't say anything. They don't bring anything up. They don't talk about it. They just shut their mouths and act stupid. This is the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume. This is just my everyday mascara. I don't wear a lot of mascara because I don't like a lot of mascara because it looks gross. And my husband says my eyes look like a spider, and I agree with him. I also use, for setting spray, I use a Milani Make It Last Original Natural Finish Setting Spray, and I love it. Again, cheap, easy, cute. I usually let my mascara sit for a couple minutes and then I spray it, because that's usually what works best. And I don't put a lash on because, again, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just doing this to make my anxiety calm down from the day I'm having. This is the L'Oreal Color Riche 735 Cafe Matte. I love this color. And I will not wipe off the other stuff that I put on at the beginning of the video. I won't wipe that off. I keep it on, and then I put this on top, and it's just, I just want a light flush, because all I'm doing is I'm just trying to get you guys, so I have hyperpigmentation around my mouth. Don't know why. It's ever since I've had children, I've had hyperpigmentation around my mouth. So what I try to do is I just want you to see the line of my mouth. That's it. Anything beyond that, I don't really care. I don't need color. I don't need like craziness. No, just doing that. I just want to just have a nice clear line and to just kind of like lose that hyperpigmentation. And I don't put a lot on, and I just, that's it. And it just gives it some like color. Okay, let's do the hair. It's so funny because I'm literally going nowhere. I'm not doing anything today. All right, honestly, my hair's not that bad. If anything, it's just greasy and gross. But I got like my little wavy curls going on right now, which I love. I'm using the Eva NYC Freshen Up Invisible Dry Shampoo. So I'm just gonna let that sit while I talk to you. I know I look insane. Watch your mouth. So where do we go from here, you guys? That's what I wanna know. Where do we go from here? Do you want me to keep recapping Vanderpump Rules? Or are you guys just like, this is stupid. This show sucks. I'm over this. Because I'm kind of over it. I'm not going to lie. Like, the show that I'm loving right now is Traitors. I love Traitors. Phaedra. Spoiler alert. Like, not a spoiler alert because I don't know, but spoiler-ish alert. like Phaedra's on the edge. Okay, she might get voted out. I'm very nervous about it because I love Phaedra and I want Phaedra to win. And my husband and I just finished watching the first season of Traitors US, and then we watched Traitors Australia. And again, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1, there has not been a season where the faithful has won. So we've been watching that. We watched The Mole on Netflix, which is also a very good show, very similar to Traitors, a little bit more intense, but same premise of, you know, a group of people trying to find the bad guy in the group. And I've been loving that. And and it's been fun. That's the thing, it's like, it's fun. I'm not having fun. I don't know. I either want to have fun and have like silly drama, like just dumb drama, or I want to have things like Gertie, where I want to have like real conversations about real things that are going on with women, because it makes me feel like I'm seen. Like, I don't know how other people feel about it, but as a mom, I actually really enjoy watching Sheena and Lala's journey as mothers. I really like that a lot. It makes me feel seen. It makes me feel validated. I know right now we can't see Ocean, which I think is not necessarily a bad thing, because I don't think children should be on TV and on reality TV. They shouldn't be on YouTube. I don't put my kids on the internet, on my public internet profiles, because I don't think it's the right thing to do. You'll never see their faces on my public profiles. It's just not going to happen. And so, like, I understand it, but I like seeing Sheena be very raw about her OCD and very raw about being scared to leave her child. And also her and Brock being very raw about how that is hard on their marriage, because that's real. That's reality. Like, those are real things that are really happening to them, that are real struggles in their life. The Tom Sandoval thing, to me, is just not real. It doesn't feel authentic. Like, season 1 and 2 and 3 of Vanderpump Rules, the drama was real. That was their real life. That's how they really felt. There's no stakes in the game. Like, there was no money. There was no, we're rich, we have houses, we have lives, none of that. It was just raw and real and crazy, which is why it was so good. But it's hard to get reality TV shows when people are that giving to being raw. That's really hard to find these days. Very hard to find. So I'm going to keep my hair like this because guess what? I'm literally going nowhere. So I'm just going to let my little waves wave around. Let my bangs, I got to chop my bangs. My bangs are disgusting. Like, look at this. This is so gross. I did them for a photo shoot that I had for for a Christmas gift for my parents. And I cut them to be silly. And I regret it every day. This is the Ariana Grande Cloud. This is my favorite perfume ever. It's the only perfume that my husband likes that I wear. He's not a perfume guy. I'm also not really a perfume girly because I get migraines easily, but this one's really great. It smells absolutely delicious and wonderful. It's not super harsh. And then I also take the Ariana Grande Cloud Body Mist. And what I will do is I will usually spray more, or I'll spray it a little bit in my hair. So you let me know what you guys think. Where should we go from here? Should we keep doing Vanderpump Rules, or is there something else on the horizon? Like, do I recap something else? Do I talk about something else? Do you guys want me to talk more about pop culture? Do you want me to talk about other Bravo shows? Do you want me to talk about other reality TV shows? I have to sit down and, like, when my kids are not driving me nuts, I do need to find time to do my ranking of 2000s reality TV shows, which I really want to do. And you guys have given me so much amazing feedback and so many funny reality TV shows I didn't even think about that I really want to talk about and show and rank. And I think it'd just be a funny video to do. So I'm working on that. Every week I try and I have a goal and I think what I'm going to do. And then it always goes to shit because, you know, I'm a mom. So my kids come first, my husband, my life, me comes first. And I get to it when I get to it. So, but I don't know, guys. You let me know where we're going to go from here. Because I'm not going to lie. I'm a little stunted with this whole season of Vanderpump Rules. I kind of don't know if I want to keep watching it because I'm kind of over it. And honestly, you guys, if I'm being real right now, I really think the cast is over it. I think that especially Ariana and Katie, they kind of have their own life and they're kind of beyond the show at this point, especially Ariana. It's kind of like, I don't know, beyond the show and doesn't really need the show anymore to go live her life and be successful. So, and Katie kind of doesn't really either. So I don't even know what, like, there's no way they're coming back next year. And if they do, I don't think I'll be watching it because there's no need for it. We don't need it anymore. We need a different life, a different thing. I think that Vanderpump Rules needs to end and we need to just move on with the Valley. And I think that's where we go from here. Is we just move on with the Valley. And I think the Valley will be fun. It'll be fresh. It'll be interesting. Hopefully it's just dumb drama, not too serious and detrimental and like heart pounding. And, you know, God, Jax is back on our screen. God help us all. I have a feeling that Sandoval is going to try to weasel his way into the Valley, in my opinion, because that man is addicted to being on reality TV. So, all right. I love you guys. Like, subscribe, share, do all the things. Follow me on TikTok, on Instagram, on X, Twitter, whatever the hell it's called, okay? I will have all my handles and links and all that shit down below. I will try my best to link everything that I put on today down below, except for the products of the brands I don't support anymore, because I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to show you what I'm using, but I'm also not going to, like, promote it. I'm not going to do that. That's just me. Whatever. But I hope you like this format. If you do, let me know. If you don't, if you don't, also let me know, because I will change it up. But I just needed to sit and talk with you guys because I'm having a really hard week. My ADHD, I'm on my new meds and I'm trying to figure them out. I'm trying to figure my kids out, trying to figure my life out right now. And I just needed you guys to vent and talk to about our show. Okay? So comment down below what you want me to talk about next, where you want me to go with this channel. I'm very much a community-centered human, and so I really want to make sure that I'm making content that you guys love, that I love, so that we can enjoy it together. All right? I love you guys. Bye!